Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally. I'm StitchySally here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. Today it is Wednesday the 10th of April 2024 and this is Flosstube number 74. A very warm welcome whether you are a new or returning viewer. It's lovely to have you here. I do hope that if you are new you'll like what you see and you'll hit the subscribe button. Sorry, excuse me, and also like my video and maybe leave a comment if you've got time to leave one. Yeah, I hope you're all well. It's quite a nice day here today, a little bit chilly, but it is at least not raining. So I do have some finishes to show you today, a few new starts, teeny little bit of haul, and some Flosstubers to mention as well. So I'm going to get started actually because I do keep forgetting to show you my planner, diary, whatever you want to call it. If you've been with me before you will know that I didn't get the book of days this time. I got a 5-year diary instead. So there is my March all filled in, stickered up. And then there is the start of April. So in this column here I write in my new starts. So far this month I have had 1, 2, 3 new starts. So I'll start with my finishes. So I have finished another 2 of my 6 for 60. So if you are new here, I was 60 in December. I had 6 new starts in December for that. So this is the first, sorry, excuse me, Stacy Nash Designs A Wonderful Life Pinkeep drum. And I did a conversion to DMC. This is Charted for Weeks Dye Works. And I just did a conversion online for DMC. So these are the threads. Might have yeah, I've taken one off there actually because I needed it for something else. So this is my finish. I am getting ready to finish it. So I've got it backed with interfacing. I'm not very good at getting these straight, unfortunately. Getting things straight is not my forte, unfortunately, but I have a go. So yeah, that is all finished. I really enjoyed stitching this. There were some individual stitches for snow which I haven't added. I've just done the bigger ones. But yeah, really pleased with that. So hopefully if I can get my finger out and get my enthusiasm going, that might just be fully finished before I come back again. It just very much depends on what I'm going to do. And then another finish. This was a start with my lovely friend Dawn, who is Frosty X Stitch here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And we started Scattered Seed Samplers Remember Me Pinkeep on the 1st of February. And I'm using the called for DMC, and my fabric is 36 count. Oh damn. Needle and Flax Dolly Madison. I think it's Needle and Flax. I know it is Dolly Madison. And this is ready to stitch up as well. So that is all. Might help if I get it the right way up. That is all finished as well. So instead of filling in these bits on the roses, I've left them because I think my fabric lends itself quite well to the actual colour that should have been in there, so I've just left it. And yeah, I love stitching that. It was absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't seen Dawn's, do pop on over and watch her latest floss tube, because she does show hairs in that, and she's stitching hairs 1/1 over 1/1 on 25 count fabric. So it looks really teeny and dainty. It's lovely. But as we all know, 1/1 on 25 count does take a lot more stitching, and that's going to be my backing fabric for that one. And then my next finish was this one, and this is Stitches Through the Years Waiting for Santa, and this was another one of my 6 for 60, and I was also stitching it for the sheep sale, Friday night sheep sale that I do with my lovely friend Barb, who is Batty Bat 210 on Instagram, and also with my lovely friend Crisscross Corner on Instagram. I'll list these, well, they are listed down below in my description box if you wanted to go and have a look. We do a December sale every year. I think we've done it for 16 years or more. Sometimes we stitch the same thing, sometimes we stitch different. Last December we stitched different. So I stitched this on 40 count vintage country mocha, and there is all finished. Absolutely love this. They do take quite a lot of stitching, but they're well worth it. So I've done obviously this one, I've done the autumn one, and I've done the summer one, so just the spring one now. So I now just have 2 of my 6 for 60 starts to finish. So we'll go on now to new starts, and while I'm in this bag, because it's in this bag, just find my threads. So it had to be this one, didn't it? Stitches Through the Years Happy Spring. Sorry for the glare. So I'm continuing my theme of stitching these on 40 count. I'm so sorry. 40 count vintage country mocha using the called for DMC threads. I don't think they're not all in there. I think some of them are in other projects as well. Sorry, they're a bit messy, but and those are on some of the lovely floss drops that Charlie Feathers very kindly sent me, and that ring bling was a wee gift from Pauline of Serby Bags. So yeah, 40 count vintage country mocha. I get a feeling my fabric might be, the design will go on, but it might be a little bit tight for framing, but if it is, I'll just put some ribbon to cover it. So yeah, it looks very, very similar to the other houses, but this one is it different? I think it might be a little bit different. So yeah, that's my start. Well, I say it's 2 Fridays stitching, is that actually? I think, yes. And then my next new start, which I did talk about in my last floss tube, because I was going to start, I'm sorry, I've not undone the zip on this one. I was going to start it that evening, after I'd filmed last, and it's this one, and it's Barbara Anna Designs Garden of Dreams bent. And I have actually done a working copy of this, because the packaging isn't that great, and I know it's going to just tear, and I'd rather keep it neat in the packaging. So I'm stitching this with the called for threads. Lots of absolutely beautiful colours in there. And I am stitching this along with lovely brain, please. Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows. I'm just because those are Charlie's floss drops. and Debbie, who is Debbie Ann 2018, I think, on Instagram, she's joined us. Oh, and who else is stitching along with us as well? Oh God, I'm so sorry. I know there's a few others and I do keep forgetting to tag them when I put posts up on Instagram, and I feel really bad when I do that. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count raw linen. I was given quite a large bundle of fabrics last year by a lady from where I live. Known her a lot of years, and this is one of them, so that's my start. So I'm really pleased with how this is looking up to now, and I think it'll look okay on this raw linen. So yeah, really pleased with that. And Sally is doing hers on a green linen, so she's hoping to leave the background, the green background out. And I do love my backgrounds. So I shall be stitching on that again tonight. And then I had another new start because I'd finished Remember Me, the Remember Me Pinkeep. So yes, I did. I mentioned that I had downloaded a Spin the Wheel app, and I'd put in some smalls that I would like to stitch this year, and also I've also done one for larger pieces that I'd like to stitch as well. So I spun my small projects wheel and it was, I don't want to start that one now, spin it again. I don't want to start that one right now, spin it again. Which kind of defeats the object really, doesn't it? But anyway, it's picked eventually Agnes Platt's Strawberry Sampler by Blackbird Designs, and this is the one that I actually purchased the booklet for, so this is the one that I'm stitching. So I'm using DMC threads, which again I don't think they're all in there because I think there's some in other projects, and I decided on a 32 count Stormy Skies Murano from Zweigart, and that's where I'm up to. And it's a lovely stitches as well. Shouldn't take too long to do, but I think I don't know if you can see this round the edge here. This is beaded trim, but I think what I might do is actually do it with beads instead, unless I can find some beaded trim, but I've got plenty of beads, to be honest. I'll just use some beads up and that would be fine. So that was start number 3, new start number 3. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab a drink. I'll show you my mug. So it says cross stitch is my therapy. It's got B's and X's and flowers on. Bit of glare there, sorry. So this, I'm just going to tell you where I bought this from actually. You may, well, I would imagine you will know Deb of Frog Cottage Designs, who is a designer. She has started doing mugs, tote bags, t-shirts, sweatshirts, I think. Came up on her Instagram, and I've got to go and have a look at that. So yeah, I ordered one. You can get them with pink or black or blue or red inside and handle. So I got the pink one. It's actually arrived today. I washed it at dinner time so I could drink out of it and show it. I think I've made that a bit strong though. I've got lemon, honey and ginger in there, and I think I've made it a bit strong. Don't know. Might not drink that. It was just the dregs out of the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, right, next. I'll try and remember actually to link to Deb's Etsy store. It wasn't very expensive, and the shipping wasn't expensive either. Considering it was from Australia. So, next new start. And this was on my smalls wheel. And it's Momma Loves You GB Flights of Angels. This was originally in the Patchwork Rabbit advent box. I don't know when. 2022. And then it was released to the general public quite quickly because I think everybody wanted it. So I just bought the PDF version from Patchwork Rabbit. So I'm stitching it with Carrie's Creations Old Salem Red. And I just had a scrap of foxglove and lace linen in the colourway Latte left, 36 count. And that's my start. Doesn't show up. Really doesn't show up very well. It's quite washed out looking, is that actually. Yeah, really, really pleased with that. And on the chart, you do actually get two versions. You take two versions of the chart, one with the crowns on and one with angels on. And I think I'm going to put the angels on mine. So that is my last new start. I'm just going to pause you a minute. Sorry about that, I just had to pour that out. It didn't taste very nice. I don't know whether I've made it too strong or whether it's gone off a little bit. It did not taste very nice at all. Right, I'm going to move on to my last two 6 for 60 pieces now. And the first one I started on my actual birthday, and it is Teresa Kogut with Thy Hands. I'm stitching this one. Elaine Ellie Stitcher, she joined me stitching this, and Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows, she was stitching Remember Me, also by Teresa Kogut. So she joined me with that. She has now got the chart. She couldn't find the chart at the time, and she's hoping to start it at some time this year. So I am using the called for DMC. I think there's 3 weeks dye works, and I just converted. I'm using the conversion off the chart for DMC. Oops. And I'm stitching this on 40 count vintage country mocha. Got a loose thread down the back because I couldn't be bothered to finish it off, and I haven't finished stitching that colour in the house yet. Yeah, so that is where I am at the moment. I decided that I would make a start on the house. I was kind of dreading it because it is quite a big house, but Elaine did say it's not the pink house sampler, it's nowhere near, which it isn't. And it has stitched up, actually the main part of it has stitched up a lot quicker than I expected. I had hoped to get the bulk of it finished when I picked it up on Monday, but I just wasn't feeling it. I hadn't had a great day with my cough, and I just wasn't feeling it, so I just did as much as I could be bothered to do, to be honest. So yeah, loving that. And I am intent on stitching the other two pieces from it as well. Don't know whether I'll finish them in the same way, probably not, because I don't know where you'd get the little Is it a dustpan or something? I don't really know, to be honest. And then my other 6 for 60, one of my 6 for 60 I should say, is Rebel Stitcher Designs Happily Ever After. You'll probably be thankful when I finish, so that you don't have to listen to me rabbiting on about my 6 for 60 anymore. So yeah, it's this one by Rebel Stitcher Designs. Absolutely love this. And as I've said before, that border is no joke. You really, really have to concentrate on that border. It's not uniform at all. So I did a conversion online to DMC. I do apologise for them being such a mess, but it is what it is. So yeah. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 36 count even weave. It's the Fabric of the Month by Coffee Craft Fabrics, and Megan doesn't name her fabrics. Oh, sorry. Oh. So there we are. Not going too badly at all. What have I got? See, I've got to finish the flowers in the border. I've got leaves in the border to do. I've nearly finished this motif here, and then I think there's just one underneath that to do. Or is there two? There might be two actually. But yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. So I've actually been looking for frames. We had to go to Beverley the other day because our shower broke, so we went to get a replacement, and I said, could I go around, just go around the charity shops in Beverley? So I managed to pick up 2 frames for 2 of my finishes, for Christmas Rose and the Clear Sal, Barbara Ann Designs Sal. And then I just went around local charity shops this morning, but I didn't manage to pick anything up there. So my final whip is this one, Long Dog Samplers, the Pilgrim. And I'm stitching this along with quite a few lovely stitchers. Not stitching on this one the same as me, but different ones. And we have hashtag My First Long Dog Sal, hashtag Let's Get the Dogs Out Sal, and Long Dog Sampler Sunday. So those are all hashtags, and they'll be in the description box down below. So I am using, which I say this every time, but if you're new, Anchor Black, DMC White, and then Carrie's Creations Old World Red for the words. So I actually managed to finish page 2 and made a start on page 3. So, and yeah, I do apologise, the hanging thread, yeah, it's alright, the hanging thread's on the back. That was a case of, again, I'm not finishing it off, I'll just leave it, I'll pick it up next time. And there we are. Yeah, what can I say? I'm really enjoying it. So I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit, I've got my ring light on, but it's quite dull. Here, this is the start of the word dare, and that's the Old World Red in there. But yeah, I'm just loving this. You just see something as you're going along. You just see something new every time. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So I hope everybody else that's stitching on their first long dog is loving theirs as much as I am. This is a 20 count. I think it's not white. I don't remember because it didn't have an actual, I don't think it had an actual colour on it, but I know it wasn't white. It's more like an off-white 20 count Balana. So that's all my whips. Whizzed through those. Sorry, just ditch the ginger, lemon and honey and got some else in it. Right, I'll do haul. There's not a lot of it. So I got my March fabric of the month from Kate at Fabrics by Crafty Kate, and I get a 36 count linen 13 by 18, and that's not, it's not showing up badly, but it's not showing up brilliantly, and I just love that. I think that is an absolutely beautiful colour. I don't know whether it's any different on the back particularly. Right. Nope. But yeah, I just think that's lovely. I've skipped the April one because I wasn't sure. I ummed and ahed over it, and then I thought, no, because if I get it in my stash, I might regret it. I just wasn't too sure. I tend to look at them and think, is there anything that I will stitch on that? And I just didn't think there was. It's a lovely colour. And then I picked up a wooden box from the works. I decided to get this. Well, I went to get it last week because insider information, of course, when you have a daughter that works there, I knew that they were building pallets for stuff to go to other stores. And I knew that the wooden stuff was going, so I went and picked this up. And what I got it for, which hopefully it will work. I've measured, so unless I've measured wrongly, I picked it up for, it would be the last thing, wouldn't it? The button box by Blackbird Designs in A Friendship's Way. In Friendship's Way. So yeah, I picked it up for that. Jess, my eldest daughter, she did say, why don't you just get a load of stuff that you want before they close? But I said I didn't really want to do that because it's storing it. And I've done that before because very often some of the wood stuff that they get in at the works, they don't always restock. But then, you know, I get stuff and then I end up not doing anything with it. So I didn't want to do that. But anyway, yeah, got that. And then, as you know, if you have a book of days or a planner or whatever, we tend to sticker them up. And I was in pound stretchers. There's a pound stretchers on the retail site where the works is, where my daughter works, where Robbie works. And when I went in for the box, they were saying that they were going to have a break, but they didn't know whether they had any biscuits left. So I said, I will go and I will get you some biscuits. I'll go to Pound Stretchers, get you some biscuits. And while I was in there, I just spotted these stickers. It was the sheep, but I just think they're so cute. And I got the chickens, reminded me of Elaine and Sally because they both have chickens. And Rach, actually, because Rach has chickens, Stitchy Rach. But yeah, I just thought they were so cute. And they are actually £2 for £1 of these stickers, so I picked these up as well. Thought they were really cute. So that's my haul, just that little bit. I am getting more and more tempted actually to treat myself to something. It may well happen because it is April, and I did say, you know, maybe April, August, December. But anyway, we'll see. Right, I'm just going to do some Flosstuber mentions. I don't know where this came from. I don't know whether it was Michelle, Momma Loves UGB, or somebody else decided to make April the month of the UK Flosstuber. And if you go to Michelle's last Flosstube, she does have a list of UK Flosstubers. So I'm just going to mention some UK Flosstubers that I've watched recently, and I will link them all in the description box below. I mean, obviously, I've already mentioned Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, and Sally, Flossie Sews and Grows, who I have watched recently, actually. So I've watched Rachel, Stitchy Rach. Not commented yet, Rach, but I will be back to comment. but I did watch. I've watched Kirsty, Crafting Kirsty. And Kirsty is a multiple crafter. She does crochet. Does she do crochet? Oh my God, Kirsty, I can't remember. Knitting. I know she does knitting, quilting, and cross stitching. Can't remember now whether she does crochet. That's really bad, isn't it? I've watched Charlotte High Heel Stitcher. I've watched Lynn Lancashire Stitcher. I've watched Lindsay Cheshire Stitcher. I've watched Sarah Sew Me Sarah. I've also watched Sarah Cross Stitch Sarah. I've watched Nat Sew Stitch Sew. I've watched Rachel Talking Dog Stitcher. I've been subscribed to Rachel for, I don't know, not that long, I don't think, but I've never actually watched any of her floss tubes, but I did and I enjoyed it. I think that's, and I know I've probably watched more in the last couple of weeks, because I did get really behind, and I'm behind again. Not behind, but I have a lot in my to watch list. So I've got Hannah to watch, Hannah Woolston. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now I've got Hannah to watch. I don't know who else, but yeah, do go have a look at them if you haven't already. And just give them a like and a subscribe if you enjoy what you see. I mean, they're all absolutely brilliant. So yeah, do go and have a look at them if you have time to go look. So just do a very quick, plans. I don't really have any plans, just to keep stitching what I've got. Just keep stitching, really. And try and get some time in to read as well, because I don't really read enough. Have finished 2 books recently that sorry, excuse me a minute. So yeah, just really stitch what I want. That's about it. I've got a few sals that I'd like to do this year. Well, that we've sort of kind of planning on doing Yoanita stitchy things. We've got a couple of sals that we want to do. Sally at Floss Sews and Grows, we've got another sal. I think we said that we might do Frosty Tiny Town later in the year. And also Blackbird Designs Winter Wonderland, Elaine and Sally, do that with them. I did Sew Me Sarah showed the Bluebird sampler by Heart in Hand. I said I might join her with that. I can't remember when she said she was starting that, July maybe. And then possibly next year with Sarah, she showed Modern Folk Embroidery. Something to do with winter, can't remember the name of it. But it's really beautiful. God, I'm so useless. Yeah, anyway. Just very, very quick life update. If you want to skip past it, please feel free to do so. I know not everybody likes life updates. I went for my chest x-ray last Wednesday, so I'm just waiting to see whether that shows anything, and then I'm just going to go back to the doctors and say, look, for God's sake, please just try and do something, because I'm so fed up of this. I did have a bad day on Monday, really, really bad day on Monday. And then yesterday and today it's not quite as bad, so it just makes no sense to me. The antihistamines didn't help. Didn't stop the tickles, so I gave up on them. I'd taken them for nearly 2 weeks and they didn't do any good. So as a last ditch attempt, I was going to get another cough medicine that is supposed to be really, really good, but I could only find big bottles, or there wasn't any at all, and I didn't particularly want to get a big bottle of it in case it wasn't any good. So they also do a pastille lozenge thing. So I've got some of those to try and see if they do any good. So Abby's job. I think last time I filmed she'd gone for a meeting with the area manager and she'd decided to go for redundancy. He had sort of said he thought redundancy would be more cost effective for the company, but obviously the company don't think that. So she went for another meeting with him yesterday, and basically no redundancy. Redundancy is not on the table. And choose your store where you want to go. So she did have another job lined up. However, it was half the contract that she's on now, with the possibility of more hours. But she basically decided that she was going to stick with the works. They have a store within a garden centre not far from here. It's only 2-3 miles, I think, so it's not too far to go. So she basically said if they're not going to give me redundancy, they can keep paying me. So her and one of her colleagues are going there. So I don't know how that's going to work, because there's already 4 members of staff there, I think. But anyway, that sounds like that's what's going to happen. She is a bit worried that they're going to turn around and say, oh no, we can't do that. Especially when she's not going for this other job now. But anyway. I suppose it is a case of better the devil you know. So yeah, that was... It's been awful actually watching her, because she's kind of got herself calmed. She got herself calmed down once she knew that redundancy might be on the table. And then the thought of going for another job and then this other meeting, she'd got herself really worked up again. Her anxiety was really giving her some jip. Hasn't been sleeping and stuff, but hopefully once she gets settled in the garden centre store, she'll be okay again. I think that's it. Oh, actually, I meant to show you I know a lot of you won't be interested, but I meant to show you this. I did have it on last time. So Abby and I, as you may remember if you've been with me before, went to see the Eras Tour movie, the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie, when it came out last October. And we've been waiting for it to come out somewhere again where we didn't have to pay for it, basically. And it came out on Disney Plus, which Abs has a subscription to, so we watched it on the Friday evening. It came out on the Friday. It was before I filmed last time, and it was just nice. It was lovely to see her just forgetting about everything, singing along and just having a great time. And the two of us sat together, said to my husband, if you want to watch it, you can watch it, but you sit quiet. No messing, showing us things on your iPad, because he's a bugger for that. So I think he sat for about 10 minutes and then he came in here and put the TV on in here. So yeah, it was great, absolutely great. Just watching it. I want to watch it again, to be honest. And try and sing without coughing, because I can't sing without coughing. And then a few days later, she got something through the post and she opened it and she slipped this on my wrist. I don't know if you can see that. It says, long live, it's a Taylor Swift inspired friendship bracelet, and that is my absolute favourite song. So she bought one for me and bought one for her as well, and I absolutely love it. I've worn it every day since. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Right, I'm going to go because my throat's starting to play up. And I'm going to start coughing again, so... Right, that's me done. I'm going. So hopefully I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, everybody, and enjoy every stitch. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.